Hey coaches, I have a quick tip that we've talked about on team calls before, but I know that we are constantly getting newer coaches on the team. And this, I think, is so crucial for you to understand and to master from the very first day of being a coach and the first customer that you get. And this is tracking people's club membership and their shakeology. So what I like to do is you should be checking in your coach online office daily anyway to check out the coach breaking news on your right-hand side. But then if you scroll to the bottom, you will see new customers. And once you start qualifying for Success Club and you get the Success Club customer leads, so it's not just people that you've sent to your website, you're going to get customer leads. So what I will constantly do is I'll check that. Then if you go under the My Business tab, My Customers, Customer Orders. And I also like to check in there because sometimes my free leads don't always show up on the bottom, but they show up on that list. So once I see a customer, I'll look at their order date. So it's not by it's by their order date. And if I know that they've signed up for club membership or they've signed up for Shakeology, or they bought a challenge pack. So if they bought a challenge pack, they automatically kind of get signed up for the Beachbody On Demand club membership and Shakeology HD. Well, once you start getting tons of customers, and even if you have 2 customers, you're going to get really busy in the course of a month that you're not going to remember by the end of the month to remind that person. So here are a few tips that you can do to keep you organized and to keep your customer aware and let them know of next steps so that they don't get charged and get upset about it and then end up returning the product, which means a negative volume, and then that comes out of, it just messes up your whole thing. You don't want to see a negative in your orders. So here are 2 tips in terms of scheduling it that work for me. I am a paper and pen type person. If you're someone who uses Teamzy or Asana, there's lots of ways of organizing that all online for you. Even if you can set up something in your Google Calendar. Again, I'm not really into digital. I'm a paper and pencil girl. So I use 2 different calendars. I have a plain, and I literally got this thing at the dollar store. But it sits on my desk, and so it's just a whole map out of the calendar. And so it helps me write out my ideas for the month as I plan out my month. But then I can also, as somebody has ordered, I can jot that down. So we're in April now, and somebody just ordered on the 20th, right? So I'm going to flip this over, and instead of, so I could write down on May 20th that person is going to get billed for month 2, but that's too late. I usually count back about 7 days, 5 to 7 days. I'm actually just going to flip to the week before on the 13th. I'm going to write that person's name down with a reminder to remind them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check in with them. How are you doing with your Shakeology? How are you using Beachbody On Demand? Are you doing the specific, if they bought a specific program, are they streaming it online? How is that going? Have they checked out any of the other options that are on Beachbody On Demand? Maybe some of the ab workouts from any of the workouts in the club membership. I love Turbo Fire abs, so I recommend that for a lot of the ladies of my groups to check it out. I mean, you've got it, check it out. Plus the Beachbody On Demand bod exclusives. So especially if I have somebody who's doing like 21 Day Fix Extreme, and maybe they've done it for almost the full month or close to it, I'm like, hey, why don't you go? Right now we have a couple of options from Joel and even some other options from Autumn Calabri that are really great that still involve strength training that they could check it out. So that's a great way for you to reconnect with that customer, check in, how's it going? Are they really using Beachbody On Demand? And let them know if they're not using it, then they can fill out the form. So I know Beachbody has kind of gotten away from these emails, but there's a form that you can send them. I like to give it to them personally, but they can access it by logging into their account, going down to the bottom and clicking Contact Us, and then there's a Ask a Question form, and in that is some drop downs to cancel their club membership. So they could do that. I send them the form just so it's easier. They don't have to play around with clicking. That's one way you could do it. If you work with like an actual planner, so sometimes I use my a big planner here. So again, I just do the exact same thing. I write it down on the date that the person ordered, and then I flip through to the next month. And instead of writing it down on the day that it's going to ship, I write it down 7 days earlier. So that tells me on that day, I know I need to check in with that person. Option 2 is you want to check in with them about Shakeology. Do they like their flavor? How is it going? How are they feeling? If they were somebody who told me originally that they were having a lot of, they just couldn't stop their cravings. So I always suggest chocolate because usually it's chocolate that people crave. And I ask them, how are they doing? Is it helping with your cravings? Is it helping with your energy? What have you noticed? And usually people have lots of great things to say. And so I'm like, great. I'm like, I want to just let you know about a couple options and see what's right for you. And this is where you can go into signing up as a club, as a discount. So they get the discount. This is where you can see if they've made a lot of progress and they're ready to pay it forward, and you think that they've been really active in your challenge group. You think they'd be a really great coach to actually work the business. Again, you can talk to them about the benefits of working the business. So this is where I let them know, like, hey, you can actually sign up as a coach for free because you've previously bought a challenge pack. And that way, on such and such date, on May 20th, your Shakeology will be cheaper and blah, 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 blah. So you can get more discounts on anything else that you order. Or if they decide they want to work the business, this is another way that you can start to actually earn money towards your Shakeology and then some. So you actually end up earning your Shakeology for free. And then if they want to know more about that, then you can give them the details about that. So those are the 2 ways that I go about organizing mine. It's not the most organized way, but it works for me. Since I'm always here pretty much at my desk or at my coffee table, it just works for me. If you are someone who's super techie, then by all means, there's like a million ways and apps and things that you could use online to track that. So that's how I go about that. There's another one that I've learned from another coach that's really cool. She makes up little images, and then she emails those customers. And on it says, it has their ship date, their next ship date, and then it gives them all the information that I just stated, but it's in kind of like a cute little picture that shows up in their email. And so that's another way that you could do that, by reaching out to them via email or sending that as like a picture text via Facebook Messenger. The only problem with some of that is not everybody is always checking their Facebook Messenger. So I would rather email somebody because people check their email more often. What I also find is not every single person has the Facebook Messenger app. And so most people are going on Facebook on their phones, and it's not always on their computer. And so it's not until they log in on their computer that they realize, oh crap, I have a message. And so it might be a little too late. So I recommend you at least reaching out. If you reach out the first time on the phone and you don't hear back from them within a day or 2, then email them or give them a call and let them know. You want to be a really good steward as their coach, and you don't want them to feel like they got duped into something, even though you explained up front that they were signed up for this. People forget. They forget that they were signed up, or they were going to plan on canceling their on-demand and they forgot. Life is busy. And so you just want to be letting them know. And I guarantee you that more people will actually stay on it because you've reached out to them. Then they get the surprise bill in their account because Beachbody charged them because they forgot that they had signed up for it. Or you might get more coaches on your team because they love Shakeology. Why would they want to pay an extra $20 a month for it when they can get a discount? So those are my tips for you guys on how to organize that. I hope that this helps you. If you have any other comments on that, please add them below. But those are my top tips for following up with your customers that you personally send to your website, or your customer leads that you've earned from Beachbody. Even if it's people who sign up for the free, the 30 days. I've had people who signed up for the 30 days and then they kept it. And I've had people who've tried out Shakeology through Beachbody, as a lead. So just always reach out to them and remind them what they did sign up for. You will look much better in their eyes, and that way they're not being shocked when they see that they are then billed for club membership or Shakeology on month 2. Hope this helps you guys, and keep up the great work.